I'm trying not to vape for the viewers.
I had to put it down.
I'm just going to randomly turn on. You guys do you. Whatever. It's fine.
No, I've been told very firmly by people that the feedback is message received, guys.
Wait, what was the feedback? Cool. Oh, they didn't like vaping?
Yeah.
All right, well, sorry, guys.
It's not professional. As responsible journalists, we shouldn't be promoting such a vile habit.
Oh, I got feedback. I got some feedback too. I got some feedback too. Let me pull it up here.
Oh, wow. John's going to...
We are not
dish
too
out
crass.
Some salt.
And
we're not what?
I said we're not. I said that we are crass to this person. We swear a lot.
This was your defense to them?
And they said, you're not too crass. So I said, that means we need to turn the swear words way up.
No.
So,
No. We can't have that at the beginning of our YouTube video. Right?
Did we have a story that we were going to talk about? I think.
Yeah, we actually didn't.
Yes.
What we were going to talk about is what kind of comes up tangentially on a lot of episodes why it's maybe the stereotype that tech people have trouble talking to normies, people who are non-tech people.
Normies. I think trouble that's communicating. Good starting point. We calling them normies is bad.
I don't know what to call them. Yeah, I don't know. Is it plebes or plebs? I always said plebs. Anyway, I think that a big problem with techies in their communication or lack of communication, it stems from the fact that they are, one, naturally just introverted.
Yeah.
Meaning that they're going to spend way more time in front of a screen.
Less time with other people.
And what's my number two? Did I have one? Did I just start saying one without having a two lined up? I guess so. It'll come to me. But to really break down number one, while number two comes to me, I'm a sociable person. I like hanging out with people. However, it's like when you're a kid and you want to shower, but you don't want to shower, right? When you're in the shower, it feels really nice. You love the shower. But you don't want to get into the shower.
Fork in the road, the techs go down the not shower route and everybody else goes down the shower route.
Wait, hold on a second. We're onto something. So
that's where it all starts. It all comes down to that.
I think that a reason that techies can't, or engineers or whatever, can't communicate well is because they're just they don't care about it. So it's not like a skill that they'll refine, because communication is a skill. Being sociable is a skill. Being likable is even a skill. Now, it might come naturally to some and not to others, but it is a skill.
So are you saying that part of what makes them good engineers is also what makes them bad at communicating?
Maybe. Yeah. Peter, thoughts?
I think that's kind of true in some respects. I think the same problem happens with any group of people that have a particular shared interest. So there's times when I'm hanging around somebody or people like sports fans, and then they're talking about some sport, ball sport, and they use terms and names and things, and I think this is probably what it's like for other people when I start talking about DNS and security.
Oh, that's so fair.
Yeah, so there's this kind of lingo that gets built up, and then you just get into it, and you forget what it's like to not understand what it is you're talking about, and everybody kind of does.
There's context, I think, and I think it's a stereotype that's well earned. I mean, I did
for sure.
I did a mock interview exercise at one of the local colleges, and my group consisted of the network engineering students and a group of marketing students.
Oh my God, it must have been so stark.
It was shocking. The engineers were 95% guys who wouldn't make eye contact, were super clearly super uncomfortable. The marketing team was 95% women who were like bubbly and energetic and just wanted nothing more than to talk to you, and they were confident and put themselves forward well. It was so stark. Blew me away. So I think this is a real thing. I don't really have any idea why it happens, but to your point, Peter, I think part of the challenge is the context switching. Like I think it's true for all of us. I know it's been true for me through my career. The thing that has made me most successful is that I have the technical ability, but I can also just talk to people about it and why it's important and what I'm ready for them.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people get into technical topics because the rules are very clear, and like computers are logical, and they don't, as long as you know how they work, then you can make it, there's no like room for misinterpretation. You can have a bug, but then that's your fault because you wrote the wrong thing. And then if something goes wrong, then it's just up to you to figure out how you got it wrong. But in a social situation, the rules are not very well defined.
That's exactly what it's like for me dealing with people.
Yeah.
I just have a decision tree in my head that's like, say this now, say that now.
A living ChatGPT.
Laugh when they laugh. I don't know what's funny. I just see you guys laughing. Hey, we're having a good time.
So that's actually really funny. Shit, were you gonna say the same thing? So I had to learn how to be. So I got really obsessed with being liked, and I read, and this I was just a kid, so I was moving around a lot across countries, and you usually get made fun of for being the foreign kid. So I had to learn how to be liked and learn how to be cool. So I studied the most random shit, like micro expressions and like subtle manipulation and like CIA psyops tactics, like things like that. Like have you guys heard of the U button? Do you know what the U button is?
Not that one.
So to get someone to like you or to be more inclined to help you, you use the U button. This can work on strangers or people that you know. And I'll give an example.
Have you used it on us, John?
Don't worry about it. And
I'm immediately worried.
Well, this is just really lighthearted stuff. So you're walking down the street in a new city, you're lost. You need directions. So this is scenario one. So you stop a person and you say, excuse me, where is the museum? And the person most likely will just say it's over there, and they'll keep walking. And scenario two is, excuse me, do you know where the museum is? Now, what you've done is you've triggered kind of a competitive state in this person. You're testing them. You're saying, do you know where this is? Do you have that knowledge? And they'll be like, oh, yeah, of course I know where that is. It's a challenge. I've been challenged. Let me tell you. And they'll start giving you detailed directions. Ideally, of course. Yeah. But what the point there is that there's little things that we can do in our interactions with people that will make them more likely to help you or like you or treat you differently or read you differently. And it's actually kind of scary how much thought has been put into this, and how you can use it to your advantage if you want to be liked. So I also felt like I needed to kind of mirror or parrot people. Like, they laugh, I laugh. I don't know what the joke is, but I'll still laugh, kind of thing. So I took it to a new extreme. Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong. Go ahead, Peter.
No, you go ahead.
My decision tree is now broken. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, we learn by mimicking, right? I think it only becomes uncomfortable if you are rigid about mirroring. Like, I'm going to do every hand motion, every facial expression you do. Like, if you're uncomfortable doing it, that comes across weird. If you're being manipulative when you're doing it, people are going to pick up on that. So if you are somebody who is uncomfortable in social situations, yes, it's okay to just have a couple of these crutches that you rely on, and you could get more comfortable with it over time. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. So I think there are a few rules that are good to learn if they don't come instinctively to you, like, laughing at people's jokes and seeming interested and taking a genuine like, oh really, and finding out more. But the thing is, you still have to learn them for some people, and that level of effort is still too high. It's just easier to go and sit on a computer, read a technical manual. That's very easily very clearly laid out, and it's great. It's more comfortable. We always gravitate to things that make us happy, and well, most people do.
I think your point about the logic of it also leads to some engineering types, tech people, to miss the not see the utility in things like small talk. And there is, but there again, you could say absolutely. Like, okay, well, even if you don't get it, indulge other people. There's value in that.
Well, part of the problem comes from where you get groups of tech people together, and then they kind of turn into a bunch of assholes. The Unix greybeards who are just, they've got things their certain way. They work around other people who agree with them. If you don't understand it, you don't get it, you get, here's a nipple kid, get yourself a new computer. You're an idiot. And it's people like shitting on other things. It's another comforting thing to do is judgment, and, everybody does it. But for tech people, it's shitting on normies, as you said.
And if you've got your job, that's fine. Have at it. Be the grumpy old guy in the corner and nobody cares. But if you're somebody who is trying to get another job, or is trying to get a date, or is trying to accomplish something, then you'll have to accept that that's part of the game. I always thought I loved Marine Corps boot camp. In a way, I found it comforting because the rules were so easy to understand. You know exactly what to expect. You're going to get yelled at. That just means you're doing it right. Woohoo! So once you understand the rules, it's easy to be successful there. And I think the same thing is true with a lot of times social interactions, is that if you want to get a job, you have to interview well. That's just, you got to learn how to play that game, which means small talk and smiling and being able to talk about yourself in an enthusiastic and interesting way. And as a tech, it'll feel uncomfortable and stupid and useless and whatever. That's okay. You just got to do it.
Yeah, it's true. One last thing though. This happened recently when we were talking about the block screen in uBlock Origin,
which is terrible, by the way.
Yeah. So you say it's terrible. I just wanted to talk about how easy it is to get into that kind of little echo chamber, because it used to be worse. It used to be much worse, and it's been improved a lot. And it's based on. By the way, just to give you anybody who doesn't understand what some context here, there's a browser plugin called uBlock Origin. It can work as an ad blocker. When you try to go to a page that it's blocking, you get a screen that says this is blocked.
Thanks to Peter.
It's in this list.
Literally, thanks to Peter.
Sometimes, yes, literally, thanks to me. Anyway. It was a side discussion, but this screen that comes up is not as intuitive as it could be. So a lot of people end up emailing me because they think that I have created the software that they're using, but I don't. I just maintain some of the data. And Mike was saying it's terrible, and I thought, oh no, I think it's okay. It's fine. You just read what's on the screen in front of you, and it says to proceed, click this button, and there's a checkbox that says don't warn me about this again. So I find it striking that people have found my email address somehow. There's a different way to get to it, and then gone to the effort of emailing me. And then I was feeling like, wow, I found it remarkable. I'm not rude to people like this, by the way. I just want to make it very clear. I'm not a dick very often. I just,
it's almost like people who are presented with terms of service for a piece of software. They have the opportunity to read it. All the information's right there. They click the button. What else do you want me to do?
Yeah.
This is like saying that people. Are you trying to make a joke that people don't read the terms of service of new services and new devices?
Oh, is that not obvious? Just like people don't read the landing page.
What are you, crazy?
Well,
of course they do. Everyone does.
Clearly,
everyone knows
it's
that.
Not super effective because I'm getting emails from people who are like, why is this site getting blocked?
Well, I think, Peter, it's also kind of selective reading, right? All they see is that this was blocked because of Peter. Who is this Peter?
Right. My point is, I thought it was fine, and I thought it was much better than it used
Plug
to be.
him into Bing.
That's good. And actually, it was based on the block screen that's used in Brave, which is a fairly significant browser which has actual paid people creating this. So for it to be bad and to hear that it's rubbish and then to realize, oh shit, actually it must be to some extent, was like, I am definitely in a bubble here. As a tech guy, it's got the information on the page and why didn't you just read what's in front of you? Hello. It's kind of, So it's quite difficult. Even for people who've had a bit of practice.
All that said, definitely use uBlock Origin and Peter Lowe's ad server tracking block list. Is that what it's called?
Agreed. Something like that.
Something like that. It's enabled by default, so just install uBlock Origin and you'll get it. So,
and then Peter will prevent you from getting to your favorite website content.
Yes. Please do email me if you have any problems, though.